one of the problems I have with my sketchbook is I'll use this page, but I won't touch this page, either because there's something on here I don't want to, damage, or maybe I just don't know how to combine the two pages in a good way. I came up with an idea to use boxes to kind of help guide the flow of my sketchbook. And this is, I don't know, creating a template. Is that good, bad? I mean, for starters, I think anything is pretty much solid, right? So we'll start on this page, and I'll start doodling and just kind of chatting through stuff. So it's kind of a simple, I think it's kind of a simple design. I don't want anything, too complicated, because I just want to be able to fill up my sketchbook and feel like I'm making progress. And I think this helps me kind of be able to play with all these different things that I've purchased over the years. I did one of these on watercolor paper, so I could play with my watercolor pencils, because I know how to use colored pencils. Well, I thought I knew how to use colored pencils. Turns out, maybe not so much. But I think it helped me just be able to play with, how the watercolor pencils move with the page, and how just, how everything kind of fits together. And you're not making these major, that line is terrible. I'm sitting in kind of a weird position to, all these lines are probably terrible, huh? No, not too bad, but for starters. So this just kind of helps me, like, practice. And it gives me a chance to, get to know my pencil again. Since I've been out of this game for a while. I used to, like, only draw in pencil. This pen was a little bit too, scary. It was too permanent. So I kind of, this is actually one of my most favorite pencils. I have like 2 sketchbooks that are full of doodles from this pencil right here. It's just a Disney princess pencil. There's nothing special to it, but I'm real picky about my paper, my sketchbooks. I will spend hours sometimes just sitting on the floor in a store, just caressing paper, because who doesn't need to do that? But we do it for blankets and socks. Well, I mean, I do. Like, I have to feel everything. If I like the feeling of it, or the feel of it, I will buy it. I don't know, good or bad. Oops. So page 1 here of my template. It doesn't look like a whole lot, but my thoughts here are, date, title up here. We got this box here. I've been putting words in it, actually. Like maybe a quote that I like that day, or just something that, I can write in there that's personal to me, that just kind of reminds me of this, moment or what have you. Then I have this box here that I try to list the tools that I'm using, because at least that way, like, I have these pens that I like using, but I always forget which size I like. So I have a page like this that I used one of these sizes, not any of these ones, but where I just did like hatch marks and just kind of filled these boxes in with different textures that you would get when using the pen. And in that way, then I knew, like, okay, this is the pen that I want. So with everywhere on YouTube, there's all these videos on like swatching your markers, swatching your colored pencils, you know, all these swatches this and swatches that. So why not do it for just regular drawing? Like, why not do it for everything? And it doesn't have to be every color, every style, but if you could like swatch out a tool and just kind of play with how it mixes with other, you know, similar tools or different tools, or just like a little playground where you can just go and experiment. But it's like an organized experiment. And once you're all done filling this page up, it actually looks kind of cool. I don't have my example. It's in the house. But I think it's just a pretty simple, you know, just a simple way to organize. Then we're going to flip this over. On this page, we're just going to make some more boxes. So that way we can play with more stuff, right? And I kind of like overlapping them a little bit in the middle here and leaving some space around them. And I have a stupid fly bothering me. It'd be nice if I had a friend named Link. Let's see, they're not perfect, but they're not bad either. So I'm going to go ahead and cover these all in ink because I prefer that. And I think I stopped drawing 2008. I bought my first adult sketchbook in 2005. And it wasn't even a sketchbook, it was graph paper, spiral bound. I had a bunch of friends that used to do some bar hopping, so I'd always try to be the designated driver. And I'd get bored sitting in the bars, like watching everybody get drunk. I mean, it was fun, but I started carrying around this graph paper notebook and just kind of sketching in it with my favorite purple pen. And I didn't actually make any, you know, real drawings, but I ended up filling up one book, and then I bought a second one, and I created this really cool accidental drawing of like this anime type character. It's like a prisoner in some fantasy world somewhere. I don't know, but it was kind of cool. But I felt like I had ruined it because it was on graph paper. So that's when I went and bought my actual like first sketchbook, blank pages and all. And then I used to sit at George Webb's so there were some days that I'd be there for 10, 12 hours. I knew all the regulars, all the coffee drinkers, the third shifters, the 5 a.m.ers. And, you know, you would chat with them and they would chat with you. And I haven't been there for a while, and I kind of want to go back and start sitting there and doodling again. But last time I was there, they had TVs in there, and one of the third shift cooks was watching Squidbillies, and I don't know. I don't understand Adult Swim, so I didn't find it to be very inspiring to sit there and listen to Squidbillies. I've never actually seen a Squidbillies episode, but I think I'd probably rather watch Squidbillies than the news right now. I think mostly what I watch is, I've been just watching a lot of Naked and Afraid. Still. My like 4th or 5th playthrough of XL. And I rather enjoy it. I think it's because I don't have a whole lot of drama in my life, so it's a nice way to get some of that drama. And some of these people are so talented and so fascinating. The one episode that I'm watching, the one season I'm watching now, 5 or 6. The one lady from Alaska is building a crossbow because nobody on the team can pull back the longbow. It's kind of interesting. Doesn't look as cool as, Chewie's longbow or Chewie's crossbow, but it's pretty freaking neat. Oops. Well, this entire page is ruined. Well, we'll fix that later. I mean, there's no fixing it. It was put there on purpose. Because for some reason, I think this box wants to be a TV or something. Oh, there I go and do it again. And that's what happens. Alright, so full spread here. It doesn't look like anything special, but look, we have 2 whole pages in our sketchbook that are pretty much filled. Yay for us! And, let's see, what do I want to do with this now? I think I just kind of want to play with my pencil. Since I haven't used it for a while, I've been neglecting my pencil. And I'm sure it's happy to finally be out of its pencil case, but I mean, it just sitting there doing nothing isn't really helping it. So I think I'll just practice, playing with my pencil. And we'll see how this goes. Like, do some shading, just figure out how to hold it again. I used to do these really dark shaded drawings, and the one waitress that worked at Webb's, she would always tell me, like, can't you just draw something normal, like a fruit basket or a butterfly? So one day I drew a fruit basket, and she never asked me to do it again. I was that bad, or not really sure, but I worked at this Catholic daycare. It was an after-school program, and one of the girls I worked with had graduated from MSOE, and she saw that I would carry the sketchbook with me everywhere I went. So one day she asked me if she could take it home and just kind of look at it, and I was kind of freaking out because, like, I didn't have an art degree. Like, why would somebody from MSOE, from an actual, like, art college, want to look at my... Why would they want to look at my sketchbook? So I kind of let her take it home with her. And next time I worked with her, she brought it back, and you know, there are kids around, so my sketchbooks aren't too kid friendly. And we're getting ready for snack time, and she's like, there's just, you know, she's like, there's just one thing in that entire sketchbook that freaked me out. And here my brain's like, oh my god, it's the handless guy, it's the guy that has the backwards thumb, it's, you know, this tree that's made of faces, it's, you know, the guy that his eyeball is his neck. I don't, you know, not really sure. I just was totally freaking out that what in my mind thought that it would be a good idea to, you know, give this devout Catholic my sketchbook. I don't know. I just in that instant was just completely freaking out. And she just kind of whispered, she's like, it was the fruit basket. Don't ever draw that again. It's like the most disturbing thing in my sketchbook was a fruit basket. She's like, it's not you. It's not, you know, it's not, it doesn't suit you. It's not what you do. Like, I just want to do this. That's what I feel like doing to this one. It's going to end up like that anyways. Just do outside the box too. Just kind of rough up this page here. Just do some hatch marks. So the excitement of, you know, being a weirdo artist. I started doing some ink drawings last year. I had my niece and nephew every day after school, and my nephew tells me that I'm not a real artist. I can't draw. Like, he was saying that about me, not him. He was 10. So I told him, well, what do you want me to draw? He thought about it and thought about it and thought about it, and he's like, I want you to draw a city on fire, because, you know, he's a boy. Like, what else would you draw, right? And so I drew a city on fire in ink. Had no option but to not mess it up, because it was in ink. And I get all done and I show it to him, and he's like, that's pretty good. And then he went back to his tablet. Like, and I guess for, you know, being a 10-year-old, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good compliment, right? Not really sure what I'm doing here. Just kind of whatever I want, I guess. This thing needs to be sharpened. Oh, I took my good sharpener in the house. I happen to like these little metal sharpeners. There's nothing fancy about them, but they get me like the tip that I like, which, you know, is important. I don't really want to smudge this one like I did that one. Which, you know, it's going to be pretty difficult because it's pencil. I actually kind of like this sketchbook. I just picked it up at Walmart. They just redid their entire art section. As far as pencils go, or paper goes, it's not too terrible. It's like I need to remember to hold my pencil like it's a pen. Just kind of what it seems like I'm trying to do here. We're kind of getting kind of a nice gradient. I like the scribbliness. Hold it like a pen. This paper doesn't really seem too toothy. Maybe my pencil lead just doesn't it's probably still mad at me because it's been sitting in a box for 18 years. I'm gonna go dig out one of my mechanical pencils. Not a huge fan of them, but they do come in handy sometimes. pretty much sitting out here in dead silence, just sketching. This pen actually has the same kind of darkness as this pencil. I don't really draw with mechanical pencils. I really like sharp points, so I probably should do so more, but I tend to, I don't know, maybe I just like sharpening pencils. This one seems kind of heavy compared to like this one though. So I went for a walk yesterday up to the cemetery here in town, one of the, 17. And I was kind of disappointed. I like going to the cemeteries because there's never anybody there. There were so many people there yesterday. And the road just past the cemetery it's closed, so because they're putting in a roundabout. And the amount of loud, nasty cars that had to drive past the cemetery only to go up the hill and turn around because they couldn't go any further. They missed the 4 freaking signs on the road that said road closed ahead, follow detour. And it's like those loud motorcycles that blare music that you can hear from 17 miles away. It's like, dude, I'm trying to sit here and think. Just let me think. You should have turned that way the first time. There were also like 4 cars there, which was, I've seen cars like drive through there, but I've never actually seen cars like stop and do anything there. So it was kind of weird. And again, I just wanted some peace and quiet and listen to the squirrels. So this is another one. I think this one is 0.5. This one was 0.7. Kind of like this one too. I'm not sure why I don't use these pencils more. Don't mind them. I mean, I didn't buy them. This came in my set with my pens. I mean, so I guess technically I bought it, but it's not like I went out separately and looked for this specific item. Not like my princess pen. My princess pencil. I also have Tinkerbell and Pirates of the Caribbean. I think I remember why I don't like using these. When you sharpen a pencil, you still maintain like that connection with it. Every time I push the button to feed more, I seem to lose something. Like I don't like these overlaps here. But you know what? That's the whole point of this paper. It's the whole point of this little template here. You can question, why don't I use that? And you can start using it and go, oh yeah. This one isn't too bad for like quick sketches underneath ink or something. But I don't like that. I like that overlap. Of course, you know, that's my fault. Yeah, not a big fan of huge blocks of pencil like that. It's kind of gross. But you know what? It's the whole point, right? Let's see what happens when we I really do like scribbling. I do the same thing with my pens. I think it looks much better with pens. So I grabbed this other pencil here. I think I got like 9 of these at a yard sale for $1. Nothing special about it. outside the lines. Which one do you like? I really have not drawn the pencil in a while. Oh. So we've messed up our first official page in our sketchbook. All right, let's see if we can doodle some things. I'm going to start with this one. Did you have a favorite pencil or process? I don't really have a point here, and I'm sketching, but sometimes we just have to do that. Sometimes you just have to do that. Oh, man. So is this a dude or a pancake flipper? You're going to make it so the pancakes, they're not always perfectly round. I have to keep reminding myself to hold my pencil like a pen. Otherwise, we don't get those dark lines like I like. Now we got our nice little pancake here. Of course, we splattered some Let's see. And our pancake flippers, my looking. So I used to do a lot of illustrator work in my previous job. And you would think that my brain would have remembered some things. But there's definitely a disconnect between using a mouse and using an actual, like, pencil. So when you make pancakes and you make these little dinky pancakes because you drip your batter, do you flip them? I used to give them to the dog. Just the little dinky ones. Like a little treat. So, I don't know. I don't know if that looks like a pancake. But makes me want to watch 51st Dates. All right, what's next on our little adventure here? So is this something that you sometimes feel the need to do? Just not have white space? This is just a really bad drawing. Some rock out in Arizona that does not exist. It actually kind of reminds me of the area near where John Wayne filmed all of his movies. Well, not all of them, but there's like 300 and some odd movies that were filmed there. Maybe that was all of them. I'm not. Never counted all the John Wayne movies. This is a very, very bad depiction of that. But I get to learn how the mechanical pencil works on the paper, which is the whole point, right? I mean, you can't really use tools to make good art if you don't use tools to make bad art, right? I'm not using reference, which you probably figured that out. But I think that's okay. Because someday when we go ahead and draw Arizona, we'll have a better idea of what these lines should look like, right? I'm not too big of a fan right now of what little news coverage there's been about the fire at the North Rim. I have to actually like go out and hunt for it to get any information. We got a little bit of Utah in here too, huh? Not the best looking clouds, but they'll do. Well, it's not too terrible. I think I like my pancake better. How about the other mechanical pencil? So we got a pudgy baby chick inside of a box with holes in it. And last but not least, This little eyeball thingy only has 1 foot. Whoops. Turns out it's not an eyeball at all. It's a spotlight of sorts, huh? All right, so look at that. Oh, gotta name this one. So check that out. broken our sketchbook today. And I don't think it's all that bad. I mean, it's a little, different, but it's a good start. And I think it makes a pretty decent layout. You get to see where you started. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think using wireframe type templates would make drawing easier? I mean, instead of having this big, huge white blank paper, like this, we now have like a 2-page spread that's gonna just get all messed up. I should probably spray some fixative on here. But I don't know. It seems to help me just kind of focus on, the one item instead of being overwhelmed by all 8 million things that are sitting here in front of me. And while I did just start using the one pencil, this, Princess pencil, I did drag in a few other ones, but pencil's a pencil, right? I mean, they all do a little different, but we got to play with our tools. And use a Q-tip. I think I've had these for like a really long time. 25 years. Oh, anyways. So there we have it. Our first completed sketchbook layout. Yay, yes.